The Psalms provide powerful messages of praise and worship. They appear in the Old Testament and are frequently quoted in the New Testament. In fact, one religious scholar noted, next to the book of Isaiah, no book is so frequently quoted in the New Testament as the Psalter. Given that the Psalms are frequently quoted in the New Testament, one wonders if they also appear in the Book of Mormon. Although Psalms are not specifically mentioned as being on the brass plates, certainly some of what we have today as the Book of Psalms could have been included on the brass plates. In addition, early Book of Mormon authors such as Nephi could have been familiar with some Psalms based on their experiences in Jerusalem. A careful analysis shows that there could be more than 40 allusions to the Book of Psalms in the Book of Mormon. 63% of these potential allusions to Psalms come from either Nephi or Jacob, a fact that makes sense given their cultural closeness to the plates of brass and the culture of temple worship in Jerusalem. Another interesting finding is that, with one exception that is clearly attributable to Moroni, there are no apparent allusions to Psalms in the Book of Ether, sections of which are drawn from material that predate the brass plates. Consider just two connections between Old Testament Psalms and the Book of Mormon. First, the prophet Jacob records, "Wherefore we labored diligently among our people, that we might persuade them to come unto Christ, and partake of the goodness of God, that they might enter into his rest, lest by any means he should swear in his wrath, they should not enter in, as in the provocation in the days of temptation, while the children of Israel were in the wilderness." The italicized portions of this verse bear a clear connection to Psalm 95, verses 8 and 11, which state, "As in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest." This shared text cannot be coincidental. It's doubly the case when we see another allusion to Psalm 95 at the end of Jacob's record. In Jacob 6:6, he exhorts, "Yea, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, for why will ye die?" These words directly echo Psalm 95, 7 and 8. "Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart." Thus, Jacob alludes to Psalm 95 at the beginning of his book and as he concludes it. It appears that Jacob uses these two statements to communicate to readers the importance of coming unto Christ and not hardening our hearts. Another example of how Book of Mormon authors use Old Testament Psalms is Nephi's use of several Old Testament Psalms in what is popularly called the Psalm of Nephi in 2 Nephi 4. Of the 660 words comprising the Psalm of Nephi, about 20% are key words or phrases that are also found in the Old Testament Psalms. While some of these are words used throughout Scripture, others are significant and appear only in these two passages. On the screen, you can see the Psalm of Nephi with potential allusions to Psalms in italics. "Nevertheless, notwithstanding the great goodness of the Lord, in showing me his great and marvelous works, my heart exclaimeth, O wretched man that I am! Yea, my heart sorroweth because of my flesh, my soul grieveth because of mine iniquities. I am encompassed about because of the temptations and the sins which do easily beset me. And when I desire to rejoice, my heart groaneth because of my sins. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. My God hath been my support. He hath led me through mine afflictions in the wilderness, and he hath preserved me upon the waters of the great deep. He hath filled me with his love, even unto the consuming of my flesh. He has confounded mine enemies unto the causing of them to quake before me. Behold, he hath heard my cry by day, and he hath given me knowledge by visions in the night time. And by day have I waxed bold in mighty prayer before him. Yea, my voice have I sent up on high, and angels came down and ministered unto me. And upon the wings of his spirit hath my body been carried away upon exceedingly high mountains. And mine eyes have beheld great things, yea, even too great for man. Therefore I was bidden that I should not write them. O then, if I have seen so great things, if the Lord in his condescension unto the children of men hath visited men in so much mercy, why should my heart weep, and my soul linger in the valley of sorrow, and my flesh waste away, and my strength slacken because of mine afflictions? And why should I yield to sin because of my flesh? Yea, why should I give way to temptations, that the evil one have place in my heart to destroy my peace and afflict my soul? Why am I angry because of mine enemy? Awake, my soul, no longer droop in sin. Rejoice, O my heart, and give place no more for the enemy of my soul. Do not anger again because of mine enemies. Do not slacken my strength because of mine afflictions. Rejoice, O my heart, and cry unto the Lord, and say, O Lord, I will praise thee forever. Yea, my soul will rejoice in thee, my God and the rock of my salvation. O Lord, wilt thou redeem my soul? Wilt thou deliver me out of the hands of mine enemies? Wilt thou make me that I may shake at the appearance of sin? May the gates of hell be shut continually before me, because that my heart is broken and my spirit is contrite. O Lord, wilt thou not shut the gates of thy righteousness before me, that I may walk in the path of the low valley, that I may be strict in the plain road? O Lord, wilt thou encircle me about in the robe of thy righteousness? O Lord, wilt thou make a way for mine escape before mine enemies? Wilt thou make my path straight before me? Wilt thou not place a stumbling block in my way, but that thou wouldst clear my way before me, and hedge not up my way, but the ways of mine enemy? O Lord, I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. I will not put my trust in the arm of flesh, for I know that cursed is he that putteth his trust in the arm of flesh. Yea, cursed is he that putteth his trust in man, or maketh flesh his arm. Yea, I know that God will give liberally to him that asketh. Yea, my God will give me if I ask not amiss. Therefore I will lift up my voice unto thee. Yea, I will cry unto thee, my God, the rock of my righteousness. Behold, my voice shall forever ascend up unto thee, my rock and mine everlasting God. When the multiple connections to the Psalms are added together, Nephi could have alluded to potentially 47 different Psalms in just 18 verses. It stretches one's imagination to believe that Joseph Smith could have been responsible for making all these connections, particularly with the understanding that the Psalm of Nephi was likely translated in less than 2 hours. I believe these allusions stem from Nephi's meditations on the Psalms. Nephi's apparent familiarity and love of the Psalms can provide motivation for Latter-day Saints to follow Nephi's example and become deeply familiar with the language of praise and worship found in the Old Testament Psalms. If you're interested in more information about how the Book of Mormon refers to the Old Testament Psalms, please click the link in the description.